Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show, and you heard the music there. We jam in this morning, and we jam in with 3Canal. Well, one of the three. We have Wendell Manwarren in studio with us.
One out of three.
Good morning, sire.
How you going, bros?
I did. How you doing?
I good, give thanks and praises.
I see that 3Canal in all white this year.
Yeah, we playing a Dirty Sailor.
Dirty Sailor. Yeah. But before we get into the portrayal for Juve, we have a couple of things. The music. We already have is 3 songs?
3 songs this year. We did one called Jammin', which we produced with Neil Bernard, and another one called Vibes We Like, which was written by Jason Sharp Bishop and myself, and the music was produced by Shotmaster J and Body Rock.
Nice.
And also recorded with Neil Bernard, and then the final one was Powder, again written by Jason Sharp Bishop and Roger Roberts and myself, and Stanley Troy in a line or two.
And that one, I believe Kyle Phillips had part in the production.
Yes,
yes,
Bajan Republic. We have to pick up Kyle Phillips for that.
Now, I wanted to mention, well, 2 things. The vibes we like. I understand that there's a nice, interesting story about that one.
Yeah, the backstory to that is that it was originally sent to Ricardo Drew, who suggested that it sounded more like us, and it should be sent our way.
Yeah.
So we received it heartily, and then, of course, you know what happened. So peace be upon him.
It's like a final blessing.
Yeah, and it speaks volumes to the kind of community that we're part of, you know, where somebody might hear something and say, I think that more suit this other person or whatnot. So we happily did the vibes we like, and as I say, circumstances turned out to be the way they turned out, and I'm very happy that we got the chance to answer the call.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah.
The other one that I wanted to mention, the jamming, right? When I heard that song the first time, I can't lie, I was like, what going on here? What are they really trying to do here? Because it feels almost like a swan song.
Well, for the Juve.
For the Juve.
For the Juve, yeah. This is the last hurrah, the end of a long chapter. Giving thanks. I mean, 30 years.
30 years of
30 years is a mighty long time.
Yeah, what spark did you say? I mean, I know people have been asking and we've been talking about it. It's been all over the media. I mean, 30 years of Juve, it's a nice full circle.
Full circle.
But why we ending it?
Well, I mean, it was long in coming, knees and all them kind of things in the equation. But no, not to be facetious. It was just recognizing that, I always like to say Carnival has eras and chapters. So in a sense, taking in front before in front take you.
Yeah.
And we started off in white, our very first Juve band. Most people don't know we had 3 Juve bands before
Blue. Yeah.
Right? White, black, and red. And then with the decision to go with is our Pearl anniversary, and the decision to go with the Sailor and the Powder, we decided white back to white. Well, as a sign. 30 years as a sign, a generation. So we decided now was a good time.
All right.
In humility and gratitude, not feeling sad or
Of course, it's a celebration anyway.
Yeah, we want to celebrate.
Yeah. All right, and then we have, of course, the annual 3Canal show.
Yes.
Which is taking place this year on February 4th and 5th, yes?
Sunday 4th, Monday 5th February at the Queen's Hall. Showtime 8 p.m. sharp, both nights. And featuring 3Canal, the Cut and Clear crew live. We have a whole new half a band coming in. You will be sorely missed. My little brother from long time ago, I
mean, but I'm sure it will be fantastic as per usual, because I know that this year the Sailor theme is running throughout, yeah?
Yes.
So in the show as well, we have the Sailor theme.
Yes, we have 2 drunken sailors who actually stormed the show to set the record straight.
When you say storm the show, you see, this is the bacchanal I was talking about earlier. I was asking about people storming earlier.
I don't want to give away too much, but they make an appearance and demand to be heard, because they hear we playing Sailor and they want to make sure that we understand what the Sailor Masteration is about. Now, it has a long history.
And that's the thing about it. A lot of people don't know. I mean, luckily I've had first-hand insight, so I know the process that goes into preparing a 3Canal show. But tell me a little bit about what sort of research or what sort of homework you have to do in order to be able to be prepared for a situation like that, like playing Sailor Mass for a show.
Well, a lot of reading, a lot of preparation. There's a book called Under the Mask by Dr. Jeff Henry. And he writes about all the characters, but he goes to town on the Sailor Mask because he says he grew up in that era when it emerged, and he grew up in the area that it came from. And inside the book, it also says Sailor Mask came from Belmont, and I come from Belmont, so I was very happy to represent that. And then in many ways, too, I grew up seeing my uncle and my father and all of them making the long-nosed sailor mask and getting dressed in the sailor suit. And when they linemen, even outside the carnival, everybody getting up and doing a little sailor dance. So it's in my bones in many regards. And my old man passed last year. So in many regards, this is a tribute to fellas of his era and the kind of mass they was playing.
Yeah.
And what I like to say is that, it was young men. It wasn't old people. People like to think sailors, when you get old, you go and play sailor. But no, it was young, vibrant men. And in doing the research to realizing it was a response to the impact of the Americans
coming to town
in Trinidad. You know? And I think we discount the cultural and social impact that all them tens of thousands of American sailors and army men had on the city.
From Gina and Dinah go forward, right?
Just listen to Gina and Dinah and Rum and Coca-Cola and you'll get a clue as to what we're talking about.
And we reflect it in the art all the time. The music and the mass are both portrayals of how we respond to that situation.
So one of the points we try to bring across is that the young people of that time used their carnival imagination to comment on what was going on around them by parodying these drunken sailors coming in town and making a rab. And
what do we comment on now?
They make a mass.
What do we comment on now? Do we still make a mass? Do you still see that happening?
I don't see that happening as much.
Right.
There's still a few pockets of people who seek to make a comment on things that might be happening, but I don't see it happening. And we're going into escapist kind of fantasy zone, So the themes this rounds, they're really saying nothing about what's really going on, except we want to just fly away and be birds or butterflies or pretty things. Well, if that's what people want to do, that's what people want to do.
If you want pretty things, that's their form of escape and how they respond to whatever the situation is.
Exactly.
So we're saying that the 3Canal show will continue. The music will continue.
Yes. We have no intention of stopping creating music, creating shows. I mean, one of the things I've been saying too is I think it's important for us to try and tell this story of Juve in another way, in a more full way. Because a lot of young people come to you and say, well, I don't see nothing on YouTube, because if it's not on YouTube, it's like it don't exist.
How else do you learn about it if it's not on YouTube?
It might be in a book somewhere.
Oh, no, books! Come on!
or it might be, your old uncle or your old grandfather might have a story.
Exactly.
Because we're part of an oral tradition, So a lot of our stories come down that way.
One of the beautiful things about Juve, is of course, covering yourself in paint, powder. I know this year is powder.
Paint and powder.
Paint and powder this year. Beautiful. So we can be in all white. We can just head down to the big black box to register.
Big black box and register. You could actually register online at islandetickets.com.
Right.
You could also get your tickets for the show on islandetickets.com.
How much are tickets for the show?
At the Queen's Hall box office, $350 and $450 reserved.
Fantastic. So check out Queen's Hall box office for tickets for the show. You can also check out Tickets.com. And we're going to close off this morning, ladies and gentlemen, with the music video for Powder.
Yeah?
One of the brand new ones.
Walt Loveless.
Big up Walt Loveless every single time.
Every single time. Long-time collaborator.
Ladies and gentlemen, go out there, make a difference today, now, because together we aspire, and if together we perspire, and together we most definitely can achieve. On behalf of Natasha Lake and the entire team here at TTT, I'm Rawkus, wishing you a beautiful day. Wendell, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And we're taking Powder to get to the top of the hour. 3Canal 2024. Don't miss it.
You know it's plenty action. Girl, throw back your back.